3M's Fairmont location is getting ready to close at the beginning of next year alongside Kaler Automation and Fairmont Foods. Fairmont's Economic Development Agency says that's one of the top employers in the city. To learn more about how that departure could impact the city, KEYC News Now's Evan Berg spoke with the Chamber of Commerce to find out more.
By early next year, the 3M location behind me could be closed.
We were obviously saddened by the decision, but we understand the reasons and the decision to close the plant.
In a statement about the closure, 3M told KEYC that it plans to discontinue production at the plant as part of the company's focus on manufacturing and supply chain efficiency, saying, quote, 3M intends to support impacted employees with severance and transition support.
When a decision like this made, it's strategic. It's something that needs to be done. We don't have any choice in it, but they know what the right decision is.
There is time to plan, and that's important. There's resources for existing workers, such as Career Force that is located here in Fairmont, and they can help with things like resume help, training pathways, and connecting to employers.
According to 3M, the closure will affect 80 positions.
Well, anytime you lose a longtime employer like 3M, it's a ripple effect.
Martin County Economic Development says that those 80 employees and their families won't be spending at local restaurants and shops, they won't be buying housing, or enrolling at local schools, which is why putting them in touch with other manufacturers like ADS or Kaler Automation is important.
We should keep our focus on solutions, supporting workers, and actually pursuing reusing the site to bring back new jobs.
The Chamber says once the site is sold, it hopes another company might find a new use for it.
And I believe that they will be actively pursuing someone to purchase the site, hopefully another manufacturing company, but if not, it's a space with a lot of opportunity.
In Fairmont, Evan Berg, KEYC News Now.
Well, 3M says it's currently aiming to shut down operations in Fairmont by early 2027.